Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Instruct-Lab weekly community meeting, September 10th today. Yes. Before we start the usual housekeeping items, just let's go through that quickly. Our meetings are governed by the Instruct-Lab Community Code of Conduct. Let's be nice to each other. Our meetings are recorded and will be posted to the YouTube channel. And so if you prefer not to be on camera, you can join off camera or dial in via the phone. There's a list of phone numbers with the link up here. Raise your hand to ask questions. If you're on the phone, you can interrupt at the right time. Just go ahead and do that. And there's also a chat function in the meeting. Feel free to use that when necessary. If you don't want to, if it's more appropriate to do that, or if you just don't want to speak up, that's fine. And finally, there's a attendee list at the end. Feel free to add your name to it or not. It's up to you. And let's get started for September 10th. So before we get to more kind of this content part, I do want to say, because next week, Dominic and I will be traveling to the PyTorch conference. So JJ, will you be around? Would you be able to host the meeting, or should we cancel the meeting? What do you think?
1 second. Yeah, I can host it tomorrow. Host it next week.
Thank you so much. All right. Then next up, we have several videos from the past week. EJ has his talk at, it was last month or the month before? I forgot, we can't keep track. Was it Pi Data or Pi something event? And he talked about Instruct-Lab, so the video is there. Feel free to check it out. And then with the new Instruct-Lab 0.18 release, Grant has released a video. It's training on enterprise-grade hardware. Still, you can see some of the updates to the Instruct-Lab. He's actually so that's,
is that breaking up for everyone else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe one of you should take over if that's breaking up. Sorry about that. I'll turn off my video. That might help the bandwidth. So check out the videos. The third one is the podcast that I mentioned last week with Mo Duffy and Malcolm Gladwell. But now they have the video form if you want to watch the actual interview for the IBM Smart Talk podcast. So that's actually a video now on that page. All right. I think this one, perhaps JJ. Oh, Marty, yes.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't find the link for the doc while we're still talking about community stuff like that. So I'm down for 2 talks next week on Instruct-Lab at the OSS Summit in Vienna. Unfortunately, my co-speaker Leslie can't make it, so I'll be going solo. It obviously won't be half as good, but I'll try and do the best I can. And as far as I know, they have subtitles in the event for people to try to understand my English, but we'll see how that goes. And just the 2 of them, one is around kind of the community and how that kicked off. The other one is going to be around Instruct-Lab itself. I think that's a sponsored talk, the second one from Red Hat. Yeah. So if you're in the area or around, please give me a shout.
Martin, can you send me the details for the talks?
I sure can, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll pop them in. I'll pop them to you in the channel. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be in Vienna as well.
Oh, excellent. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just reach me out. and yeah, we can have a coffee or whatever. And we can have a chat.
Woo!
Action issues.
JJ, do you want to talk about the community model? Oh, sorry, Dominic. Go ahead.
I don't know. It's fine.
Uh,
I was just
yeah. Go ahead, Tom.
I was just going. Sorry for interruptions. I was going to say I can host it if I can just take it over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so the first community model build is now available on Hugging Face. JJ, did you add this or?
Yeah. So just kind of give everyone an update. As y'all have probably known, we have not released the community model build in quite a while. We successfully have had a full run from the very beginning to the release process with Julia, me, and Mustafa. And we released it to Hugging Face, so you can pull it down the safe tensors from there. The actual community build process has been documented also. So I do want to share this with everyone just so they can see it. I have put it on the actual documentation page here. And I will put this inside of the chat so you can take a look. So we are truly doing it in the open. Obviously, you need the hardware to run this. So there's no real secret sauce here. But these are the actual commands we ran to build it. I even have all the way down to converting to the GGUF that we did, which, as you can tell, we haven't released those yet. We'll be working hopefully today, tomorrow to get those pushed out to Ulama and also Hugging Face. So we'll have the GGUF releases of it too. This is something to truly celebrate, y'all, because this, I mean, we've been working really hard towards this, and now we are, now the only thing we're gaining is dedicated hardware, which is a much larger conversation, and we all know about it, so please don't ask when we're doing it. We are in the process of getting it, but we have the experiment worked. We have a POC. So now we just need our corporate overlords to give us the machines to be able to continue moving forward. Questions or thoughts?
Well, it's definitely great news that this is a good milestone to reach. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's awesome to see this. Really appreciate all the work you've done behind this, JJ. Very exciting stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. I do want to throw in just another little plug real fast. Being this is the community meeting, I did want to, I think there's nothing else after that. I do want to throw in, I did release this yesterday. One of the things that we're going to be needing as we get the community builder process going more and more is we're going to need more Wikipedia installation or updates and or new knowledge to the model, because frankly it's very good. We found some real big problems. So I'm asking the community here to come together and start adding more Wikipedia submissions for knowledge. I just did the Texas Longhorn football one because it said Jimbo Fisher was the head coach of the Texas Longhorns. That's actually insulting for a Texan, for a Longhorn fan, because that's the Aggie, who's our rival team. It's a Longhorn. That's supposed to be a joke, but no one's laughing. It's fine. Point being is that that's really, really bad. So we need the community to come together to start making things a little bit more accurate. So I put together this document. I actually put it on the docs site because I feel like it's very straightforward, and it's a nice little tutorial on how to make this happen. And it actually pulls out the template for the Q&A.yaml. and then gives you nice suggestions. So please, if you have some time, I did this from nothing to getting a Q&A.yaml Q&A YAML submitted. It took me a total of about an hour and a half. Majority of the time was actually trying to think of the questions and then putting in the context sections. But the tutorial or the template actually has everything kind of templatized out, so you can just kind of copy and paste things around how you need to, or the document you're working on. So please, if you have a chance, spend about an hour and a half, and put together a nice Wikipedia article and get those knowledge submissions in. I hope you don't mind me, Dom, trying to sell this real quick.
No, of course we do need more contributions, so it's good to point it out. Like, what other call are you going to like mention to send? So
Awesome.
So the TLDR is to have more Wikipedia-based knowledge contributions.
Yes, sir. That's exactly it. And hopefully this is easy enough for everyone to follow. So PR's accepted and encouraged. Please, this is all just my brain. I need help.
JJ, and this doesn't have to necessarily be Wikipedia. Just any of the accepted sources. We just only have, a tooling. It's not official tooling, but some sort of tooling for Wikipedia, which is why we're suggesting to do it with that. But again, we have more than just that source accepted. So
Good. Thank you, Julie. Good point.
you're welcome. And if anyone wants to work on tooling for non-Wikipedia, that'd be lovely.
All right, well, thank you very much. There isn't anything else left on the agenda, so if there's something you want to mention, now's the time. Oh yeah, Costa, what do you want to mention?
Okay, so I also propose it to import data from Wikipedia, but also I've made PR, but it was not accepted because of issues to import information pages from Confluence. And I think it also can be implemented as external utility, which can convert Confluence documents to Markdown and then import to InstructLab. So I have the code ready, just need to coordinate how to proceed, which maybe we will open repository for utilities.
Truthfully, I don't know how to answer this question. I only joined the team a month ago, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'll write this down and sorry, JJ, go on.
Yeah, Costa. No, hey, that's a great idea. If you want to open up a dev doc on opening up a utilities repo, because that's how we need to go to get that to build a new repo, and then they'll get to the oversight committee. Because if you already have the tooling built, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to put that in there, and then we'll go from there.
So where to edit?
I would suggest making a dev doc so you kind of to build a utilities repository.
I've already made the dev doc.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you link? Is that it right there?
Here, I will find dev doc later.
Oh no, I'm saying for the for utilities, to create a utilities repository.
Okay, so about utilities, okay.
Because that's to your point. That's kind of where this sits, right? It's an external utility that I mean, the logic here that I'm seeing, just flipping through this real fast, is we didn't want to bring this into the main project, but as a plugin, wrong term, I know, right? It's not a plugin, but as a external utility that could be useful, this would be great for a utilities repo that you could pull this in to do this, that augments the main thing, right? Which is exactly, there's other things other than Confluence out there that people are going to want. So this is very valuable. It's just we need to kind of add it to that space. Does that make sense?
Yes, sure. Okay, thank you. Okay, so also I have yet another idea. I have no GPU of my laptop, so even data generator takes a lot of time, and fine-tuning is impossible to is not feasible at all. So I've looked how to optimize the process, how to run it faster. I know that there is a Granite model which is lighter than another one model, but it's still very heavy to use without GPU. And I just tried to train my model on trivial data just with Hugging Face, and it works several minutes, or maybe even possible for one. It's even possible to make a trivial training for 1 minute for 1 minute without GPU, and I think that this approach can be used to make fast tests, to make a fast end-to-end test, including training and fast tuning, based on very small vocabulary. And what do you think about it?
So I have an epic that's kind of related to this topic of like laptop community training. The SDG side I'm not too familiar with, but I opened this yesterday. I think that's the right issue. Yeah, where I see what you're saying about using the Hugging Face trainer. That's currently what we use in the -- legacy code path for training. We're basically going to do a pretty substantial overhaul to the training code that lives in InstructLab to get it to work properly and mimic the functionality of the training library, but work on CPU and the MPS torch device. So it'll run on a Mac, it'll run on a Linux CPU. But that's something that we're going to work on partially for 0.19 and partially for 0.20. As far as SDG goes, there's probably some optimizations that can be done for the simple pipeline that I'm not fully aware of. But this is at least what we're doing for training, because basically we haven't touched the MLX code in a while, which is what Mac OS uses, and we have not touched the Linux CPU training code in a while. So both of those, we're going to look to unify them under some sort of generic torch run based training that's similar to what the training library uses, but smaller data and more efficient optimizers and stuff like that. So that's at least what we're thinking of doing to help with this. But feel free to open any other issues and link them to that epic, just so we can get some eyes on them as we start doing this work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Just pay attention that it's could not just be legacy, it also can be used for fast end-to-end testing. It's for regression testing, to make testing much more faster than now.
Yeah, so we're going to remove like the legacy verbiage, I think, and make it more of like a simple versus a full training, which is what SDG uses, the same idea, where it's something that runs really quickly but doesn't expect to yield great results, versus something that takes a while, but at least you can run it on a laptop. Because like currently with the story with training is if you try to use the non-legacy training code path not on GPUs, it just fails. Which I think there's ways to really work around that. I think the training library was just built with GPUs in mind, versus the same techniques that are used for the full fine tuning can run on any device. Like if you have 32 or 64 gigabytes of RAM on a Linux laptop, you can run full fine tuning. with some minor optimizations. So that's what I'm working on. That's my main target. macOS is a little more complicated because the PyTorch MPS device, which is the metal performance shaders, aren't as optimized for training. They work, but they're a little slower. So I'm going to add support for both. And we're also going to rewrite the MLX training code path. So we're basically going to make it so that there's a simple and a full path, and users can use either one, probably some sort of auto detection for which one best fits your laptop. And yeah, we know that the laptop training has been slightly neglected, as a lot of laptop stuff has been in between the 17 and 18 releases. So we're hoping to get back at least partially to fix that up for 19.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. Yes, that's all for the agenda. Thank you everybody for attending, and yeah, see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Just have to hope that Carol stops recording.
Thanks, everyone.